Hey everyone. Okay, so in this video, let's talk about the James Gunn controversy. I got a lot of comments from you guys stating that you wanted me to make a video on this subject. So I'm going to give you my opinion on the whole situation, and I do want to let you know in advance that based on what I've seen on Twitter, I think I hold an unpopular opinion on my take on this whole thing. So I just want you to keep that in mind. But as you all know, James Gunn was fired from Disney about 2 or 3 weeks ago because of some very vile, very disgusting, inappropriate tweets he made about a decade ago. Okay, and since those tweets about a decade ago, Mr. Gunn has apologized for them, and he stated he's a changed man. He's trying to better himself. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, so word got out again. These tweets were unearthed again, and it was all over the internet, so Disney fired him. Now, I think, in my opinion, Disney made the right call. Every circumstance is kind of a case-by-case thing, okay? And if Mr. Gunn made 1 or even 2 really inappropriate jokes a decade ago, I would say, okay, you know what? It was a decade ago. The guy made a bad joke. It fell flat. Get over it, Disney. But that's not what happened here. You all know that. I mean, there was tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet, half a dozen or more of the same disgusting, vile subject matter. It was a pattern. It wasn't like an exception. It wasn't like 1 or 2 things, 1 or 2 times. He did it over and over and over again. And I'm sorry, apology or not, Disney made the right call. They had to let him go. They had to cut ties, especially considering what kind of company Disney is. It's a family-friendly, family-oriented entertainment company. There's no way, apology or not, that they could have kept a guy like that who said things like that, on their payroll. I'm sorry. Bob Iger and Alan Horn made the right decision. Now, I'm not saying Disney's blameless in this. I'm not. I am not at all, because you know what? The comment or the statement that Alan Horn came out with, where he basically said that we had no idea that Mr. Gunn tweeted these things 10 years ago, and now that we know, we're going to fire him. That's hogwash. Hogwash, hogwash. The tweets are public record, first of all. Second of all, he publicly apologized for the tweets. So Disney knew of these tweets. And Disney shouldn't have hired this man based on his history, based on the kind of jokes he was saying on Twitter. They never should have hired James Gunn, okay? So Disney's not blameless in this. They should have handled the situation a long time ago, and they didn't. So that's at Disney's fault. But in terms of rehiring Mr. Gunn, absolutely not. I know there's this whole huge campaign on Twitter to get Mr. Gunn rehired. First of all, it's never going to happen. Okay, it was Alan Horn, who's the head of the Walt Disney Studios, and Bob Iger, who's the head of the entire company. Those are the 2 gentlemen who made this decision. They're not going to go back on that. There's no way. Okay, I know there's a lot of articles out there saying that Disney and Marvel and Gunn, they're trying to work out a compromise. That's probably true. Okay, and by compromise, it's probably going to look something like, they're going to use Gunn's script. He might be like a consultant on the film, similar to like Lasseter, where he'll help out, from the outside, but he's not going to be directly involved with the film itself. There's no way that Disney's just going to bring James Gunn back on as the director. Okay, there's no way that's going to happen. Okay, use his script, sure. Consultant, sure. That's a compromise. Bringing him back on to Guardians 3 like nothing happened is never, ever, ever going to happen. Okay, it's never going to happen. And I see a lot of people online saying, well, this is a shame because no one can replace James Gunn. He did such a great job with Guardians. Yes, he did. I love Guardians. I love the franchise. I love the characters. I was one of the biggest defenders of Mission Breakout. When everyone was attacking Mission Breakout, I defended that attraction. I love Guardians and I love the movies. But look, he's not irreplaceable. He's not. George Lucas, for example, created the most popular franchise of all time, Star Wars, which has almost become like a religion of sorts, okay, to some people. He was replaced. People are making Star Wars movies. They replaced George Lucas, and they're good Star Wars movies, right? Walt Disney, one of the greatest storytellers of all time. One of the greatest storytellers of all time. He was replaced. There are people today making movies in Walt Disney's name. He was replaced. So Walt Disney and George Lucas are replaceable, but James Gunn, who made 2 Guardians movies, irreplaceable. No one else can do it. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. That's baloney. And I'll give you a couple names I think would be great to replace James Gunn as director for the 3rd Guardians movie. Number 1, Lord Miller. Okay, they did the Lego movie, 21 Jump Street. They were on, as you all know, they were doing Solo until they got fired. I think they were a bad fit for Star Wars because of they would improvise a lot, right? And I think it kind of clashed with Lucasfilm and what they wanted to do. But I think that style, though, would actually work great for Guardians, you know? And then the other director from Thor Ragnarok, and I apologize, I'm probably going to massacre his name. It's Tahiti, excuse me, Tahiti Wakiti, I think. And he did a great job with Ragnarok. A lot of people love that movie. His humor would fit perfectly with Guardians. He would be an excellent choice for a director. So there are a lot of people that Disney can choose that would be great for Guardians 3. Gunn is not irreplaceable. They'll find somebody else. Marvel will survive. But what do you guys think? What are your opinions? I know this is what I'm saying is unpopular. I know most people want him rehired. I disagree. I think his comments were beyond the pale, and I think they had to let him go. But what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you guys. Comment below, like, subscribe. I do content on Disney, Marvel, Pixar, the parks, all of it, all the time. If you're on Twitter, please consider following me at OrangeGrow55. And as always, have a marvelous day.